We haven't had a new DLC released since, well, 2 months ago, but we haven't had a new DLC since June of 2023. And if anything, this was expected. But let's see what the people over at Sidetrack have cooked up for us, shall we? This is the Espionage Weapon Pack. Released the 30th of April 2026, the Espionage Weapon Pack is Payday 2's 79th DLC, and is the first DLC fully developed by Sidetrack Games. It brings us 3 new secondary weapons, a new throwable, and a new piece of equipment. I'll be ranking this pack out of 3 categories, out of 5 for a max of 15. Will this pack be a breath of fresh air? Let's find out and see if the Espionage Weapon Pack is worth it. Three secondary weapons, a pistol, an SMG, and a new special weapon. I have mentioned my disliking for packs that only have weapons for one slot, but considering it's 3 different categories, it's very much less so. Starting us off, the Strix pistol, based on the Makarov PM. Finally, we have a Makarov in Payday 2. It took us long enough. The Strix is a heavy class pistol akin to the now removed White Streak and Baby Deagle. But whilst the White Streak has an extended magazine and the Baby Deagle has mods that make it more stable, the Strix is more concealable. Of course, the fact that it is akin to now removed pistols, and being in a compact Soviet package, does make this more than just a reskin in my eyes. Next is the Ballerina 9mm, based on the Trailblazer firearms Pivot. Being its first appearance in any video game, the Ballerina is Payday 2's first single-fire locked SMG, and is quite the monster. Able to reach 100/100 stats with minimal effort, and benefiting from all of the single-shot mods, this thing is honestly a really good backup weapon for sniper rifles. The only real downside is the painful swap speed, but even then, the pack is probably still worth it for this one gun alone, but that's just my opinion. Last, but not least, the Deca Technologies Dart Projector, based on the new Dart X2 pistol. Poisoned by default, the DP is a side grade to the pistol crossbow from the Ninja pack. Kinda. It can't pick up ammunition, but unlike the pistol crossbow, it has 2 more things that make it slightly unique. For one, sedation ammunition. This stuns guards and lowers their detection rate and stealth, but be warned, bumping into them or sedating them in front of another guard or camera will quickly end your run. It doesn't really have any use on loud, which is a bit of a bummer. The second ammo type is Revival Stim Rounds, which can be used to pick up your allies akin to Inspire. But the funnier thing you can do is just heal enemies instead, which on full health enemies works like some sort of evil ass stun mechanic. And no, because it heals enemies does not mean it heals jokers, which is a shame. And in DLC review tradition, it's time for gun facts. The Strix pistol takes its name from the mythological creature of the same name, its physical description bearing a likeness to owls, which is why both unique attachments for it are named Owl and Hood respectively. Strix was also the pseudonym used by travel writer Lieutenant Colonel Peter Fleming, the older brother of James Bond creator Ian Fleming. It is also the name of the main operation in the spy comedy manga/anime Spy Family. Equipping the Strix with the polymer grip turns it into the Makarov PMM, the modernized variant of the Makarov, not to be confused with the Pistol EM, which is the East German variant. And finally, equipping the Strix with the Owl Subsonic Kit and the Hoot Suppressor turn it from the Makarov PM into the Makarov PB. Sadly, that's it for gun facts, as the Internet Movie Firearm database hasn't been updated since this just came out. But still, the weapons get a worthy 5. All options are fun and unique. Even if the Dart Projector isn't the best, it still has its uses. I'll dump them both here for time reasons, as there's not really much to go over. The Spycam functions like the laser trip mine, but with a slight delay and a wider field of detection. You can look through it and tag enemies instantly, but that's not really enough to give it more than a 2. The laser chronographer, however, this thing is kind of awesome. Functioning as a completely silent saw for your throwable slot, this thing can be used for whenever the saw is needed. Doors, deposit boxes, the art cages and framing frame, the truck door and watchdogs, anywhere. Sadly though, it only has 30 charge, and that's about enough for 3 doors in total. However, it does gain back 10 charge with the grenade case and throwable bag. It's a nice little addition to Heister's arsenals, not completely invalidating the saw considering that it got buffed. But still, the chronometer gets a 5. 5, 2, and 5. Bringing us to 12, and placing it in... Actually, let's not add it yet. The Espionage weapon pack is a great addition, but it's more of a test bed and a sort of celebration for Sidetrack Games' involvement with Payday. Becoming a developer of a game that you've been a modder of must be a dream come true, but I do have a slight gripe with this pack, and this is a message to anyone from Sidetrack who's watching this. Can you please make the weapon mods in this pack unlimited and unlock by default? And could you please do the same for other weapon packs that have a similar issue? Please. Thank you. Next time we'll... Oh wait, I did this in my last video. Well, you all know the next DLC to cover is the Dragan and the Bomb Heists DLC. But I do have something cooking up for my 500 subscriber special. And I hope to see you all there. Take care, and have a good one.